Hey all, this is Lynn with Paper Life, and today we are going to work on simply altering these little, this is a 2-year planner. I got this one from Dollar General, but it was 50 cents. Walmart has them usually for like $2. Sometimes you can find them at Dollar Tree as well, but they have this little plastic sleeve on the outside. So what I'm going to do is remove that. There's a couple other options. You can keep it, and I'll show you with some of them, or a lot of times I don't reuse them. So here's one that I've already done. This one has a like upholstery fabric on it, and I did do sewing around the outside, and I put a little bit of like seam binding down the middle just to reinforce where my staples were. So let's go ahead and see how we did this. Super easy, easy peasy, the way I like it. My desk is still a mess, go figure. Here's one that I removed the plastic off of. All I did was I took a piece of, this is Tim Holtz cardstock, cut it down to my size. There we go. This is probably the easiest way I know of to do it. And actually I probably should cut that down just a little bit more. I had my ruler floating around on my desk somewhere. At this point, anybody's guess. There we go. Now, I'm not gluing this onto the cover or anything. I'm just going to use this plastic to hold it back together. The reason I kind of like doing it this way is I can change it out whenever I get bored, which is pretty frequently. It also helps protect it because, you know, as you're throwing it in your purse, if you use it for a full 2 years, which I never make it that far. Curved up my corner. So excluding cutting, that was a whopping 3 minutes along with me talking. But there's the easy, about the most simple way I know to make it. Alright, now getting on to my more complicated ways, because that's how I do this. This one I painted just with a pink acrylic paint because I'm going to put fabric over it, and I didn't want to be able to see my pattern from behind it. I don't know, whatever. I didn't want to see what was there beforehand. So I painted this one a pink, and I got some of, this is actually a curtain. Yes, I probably don't have any curtains in my house that do not have holes in them. But I'm going to use some of the Mod Podge. This is matte, but whatever glue or gel medium you want to use. So this will kind of seal in your paint along with adhering your fabric on your page. I'm not really showing you guys or telling you anything you don't already know. But we're going to act like this is something new and cool and oh my gosh, that's what that's for. Let's go with it. So this piece is crazy oversized, obviously, for what I need. I'm just going to trim off a bunch of this excess. Yes, I know. Watching me cut this fabric has to be the most entertaining thing ever. I'm going to take a little bit more of my matte medium and go back over the top just to kind of secure this fabric down. Well, at this point, this lace down. Now, I'd probably be better served if I waited for this to be dry, but that's no fun at all, right? Alright, we're going to wait for that to dry. Alright, so this we're going to set to the side and let it dry. I cut down another piece of cardstock because I want to put this fabric over it. So at this point I'm doing 3 different ones. So as you can tell, this goes really quick. It's not complicated. I'm just showing you a couple different avenues or options. Mostly because if I would have just said, here's what to do, it would have been a really short video, and who only wants to watch me for a couple minutes? Not everybody raise your hand at the same time, please, and thank you. Now with this one, I'm using the cardstock under, just so again I'm kind of blocking out the writing on my cover. It's just something different opposed to painting it. I used the cardstock. I have a bubble that is going to drive me crazy. So I am going to get the paintbrush out of my mouth so maybe I can talk. Set this one to the side. Once it's dry, we have a couple different options. If we're happy with how it's held down, we can just trim off this excess around. It'll still leave you with the texture of fabric, or you can put more of your gel medium over the top. You still get the texture, it just kind of changes it. It's kind of cool. So put that one to the side. I'm going to briefly show you how on my pile, on this one I did the stitching around the edge. So I'm going to show you real quick how I did that. I didn't really want to make this even more complicated than I already did. So all I did was I kind of just pulled my staples up. Alright. Kind of easily worked my pages off. Stuck these to the side. Do whatever sewing around I wanted to do. Now when I took that one off, I wasn't happy with the way that my holes were for my staples. It seemed like I had kind of tore them a little bit, so that's why I just worked a little bit of that seam over the top of it, just to give it a little extra security. Call it good. Now we'll see how well this one behaved. The other one I had to do kind of each page at a time, putting them back on top of the staples. So I'm trying to kind of make sure my staples are straighter. So all I did was line them back up to the holes that are in your paper. Nope, I'm going to be doing this like one page at a time. So blah blah blah, we're going to do one and then pretend like all the rest of them are done. This is evidence of how I can take a simple project and make it a complicated pain to do. Because that's what I do. Alright, come on. Alright, so we're now currently pretending like all these pages are in here. And I didn't just tell you this was a simple project and then continue to make it harder and harder on myself. So this was a simple project before I got a hold of it. Alright. I lost the next staples. Whatever. There we go. We're going to act like the whole book's back in there. So now I just fold these back over on top of themselves. And I have my book back together. Don't try to do that part on camera, because it's kind of frustrating. That's how you make it really complicated, is by doing it that way. So let's see. Here's the one that we did that was painted. And then I put the lace over the top. But all I'm going to do is go right up against the side. Kind of cutting my fabric off. So like so, all the way around. Then I'd have one cover done. Shh, Thor. My doggy is trying to be part of the video again and he needs to be quiet. Here's the one that we painted the fabric down onto some cardstock. same thing. I would just go around and trim it all. So just like so, woohoo, almost done. I'm gonna like finish this one out so I can feel like I've done something while I have you here. Alright. So there's that cover. Now with this one, I know I had more sitting around here that I haven't used yet. No, okay, apparently not. They're here somewhere. For this one, I could put it right back inside the plastic sleeve again, like we did the paper, because of this fabric being thinner. And I think if I did this fabric without putting another coat of Mod Podge over the top, I would probably put it back inside the plastic sleeve just to give it that extra layer of protection to make sure I don't, you know, pull up any of the edges. So I wouldn't do the plastic sleeve because I like the way fabric feels. So we done that cover, and we did this cover, and we did this. So just about 3 of them done in 17 minutes. Woohoo! And that's with me making it more complicated than it needed to be, because that's what I do. So really easy project. These would be kind of thinking about giving out some of them for gifts, because you could really personalize them. You could stamp someone's name on it. There's just all kinds of options of what you could do. Print out some pictures of your family or friend that you're giving it to. Your options are endless. Endless, endless, endless. So whatever it is. But that is what I've accomplished today. I know, a whole lot, huh? Hey, I did go to the grocery store, and I didn't get arrested, so I feel like that was accomplishing a lot, especially right before Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody has a great holiday. I hope you guys enjoy your time with your family and your friends, and we will see everybody later. Bye.